Perfect. Chris, do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, so Chris Miles, I'm known as the anti-financial advisor, primarily because I used to be a financial advisor that was now a recovering financial advisor that's actually making money. That's the big difference. The big thing that we do with Money Ripples is really about that ripple effect you create in people's lives, but it starts with you first, right? It's about how you create freedom and prosperity for yourself. And so we actually teach people how to create passive income with their actual money, using their money, work harder for them, so they don't have to work so hard for that money, right? So get them to create passive income, things like real estate investing and whatnot, things that your financial advisor would never recommend you do, yet has been proven to work way better. And get people retiring usually within 5 or 10 years, or become what I call work optional, where you work because you want to, not because you have to.
Knowing what you know now, and I want you to picture you had a time machine. What productivity hack would you 10x down on or absolutely never make this mistake again? Knowing what you know, if you were to start your business all over again.
It's a tough one to answer because there's a lot of things that I liked what I did early on, but I think if I were to do something different, it would be how I built my team. Because I was really like that lone wolf, that self-employed entrepreneur trying to do it all myself. And even though you would try to bring on like an assistant, it was just like, oh, do I like this person? Right? I would hire based on, if I like them or not whether they're the right fit for my team. And now knowing what I now know, doing different assessments, like I use predictive index, which I never used until recently to build my team, or working genius, and using those things in combination, I realized, oh my goodness, like I could really build people that complement me, right? That offset my weaknesses instead of just hiring people just like me, which just creates more of the same problems. So if I were to do it again, I'd probably start using more assessments in my building my team and building it faster, building a team faster than just being it by myself, and using assessments like predictive index, working genius assessments, and things like that to help me really hire correctly and hire to create a well-rounded team.
John Austenson, Frambridge Consulting, and we're an Inc. 5000 company that helps entrepreneurs and investors around North America get plugged into business ownership through what I call non-food franchising. So represent over 600 franchise brands and love helping people step into business ownership.
Knowing what you know now, I want you to picture you have a time machine. What productivity hack would you absolutely 10x down on? Or you saw you made all these mistakes and you wish you had a do over if you were to start your business all over again?
When I look at the underlying tension today, it's that I need to work in the business. I haven't quite set it up to not work in the business. I'm daily working in the business, but there's so many things that are on my to-do list, tasks that are on the business side of things. And so as a business owner, we're always trying to delineate between those two, but going backwards, I would do a better job of time blocking and really allocating hard stops to working in the business and this is something I'm currently working on, to allow more time for on the business and the strategy. And it's just, instead of running through a never ending to-do list, but really prioritizing better and time blocking to provide better perspective.
Sure. So my name is Kevin Wilhelm. I am an agency, digital agency founder and CEO. Our company name is Pod Marketing, and we specialize in particular verticals. So we operate in three, one in the optometry, dental, and senior living industries.
Knowing what you know now, I want you to picture that you have a time machine. What productivity hack would you go back and 10x down on? Or it was a growth mistake. You would repeat it all over again. You would almost ask for the do-over if you were starting your agency all over again.
The growth hack for me has been speaking. And so even though we have done a lot of speaking, I would fight hard to find more and more opportunities to get out in front of an audience and educate them. And what I would not do is I would really dig into attribution a little bit more and figure out exactly what leads, what has led to leads and what has led to closed deals multi-year, because we know the sales funnel can be long. And so sometimes you will do an event and realize that you'll get a lead or somebody sign up years later. I want to be able to really attribute that to what year did we meet them, so that you understand the true ROI of different events, different initiatives, instead of just focusing in on what did we do this year and what generated sales this year. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years at the same event or doing the same initiative in order to get those people to say yes.
Hi, my name is Matthew Passy. I am the co-founder of Custom Podcast Solutions. We are a company, kind of like a think tank, trying to solve a variety of different problems in the podcasting space. I'm also the host of Podcasting Tech, a show that talks about, you might guess, podcasting technology and services.
Knowing what you know now, imagine you're in a time machine. What is a productivity hack that you would 10x down on, or you would never repeat it again if you were to start your agency all over again?
The one thing that I would have definitely 10x down on when I was first growing this business from, being a solopreneur into having a team would be really, really investing in our project management software. I tested a whole bunch of them, Asana, Monday, right? If you name them, I've probably downloaded and tried them out. Right. I did all the trials. We finally settled on ClickUp, just because they have a ton of great features, a ton of automation. And I was a little hesitant about really getting into it. I always found myself too busy to kind of play around and figure out how to make it better. And as we were moving along, we would find a feature and be like, oh, this is great, we should do this. We find another feature. Oh, we should have been doing this. And had I been doing that from the beginning, had I automated more things, had I set up, more wikis of how to run the business, right? More SOPs in the background, right there in a dashboard that everybody could find, it would have 10x the business even better, because I then could have started to delegate more work to other people, because the operations would have been in place for them. They wouldn't have had to guess how to do things. They wouldn't have had to figure out or reach out to me like, what's the answer to this? Right. They could have just been slid in, plug and play, ready to go. And that would have freed me up to, focus on other places where I wanted to focus, but I just felt like I couldn't because our cogs moved a little bit slower, or our cogs all had to go through me first. And it was really only towards the end, before I sold the business, that we started to really take advantage of that. And now the new owners, I mean, that thing is on, right? Like, they've just attached a couple of rocket boosters to it and boom, it's taken off. And, their processes are very efficient, very quick. And, people on my team who I thought had potential are now just crushing it, which, I wish I had known then. And as I'm building this new business, I am focusing on now. Anything new that we do, build the automation, put out the list, write the SOP, so that if I'm not there, somebody else can just slide in and get it done.
This is fantastic advice.